of the story, then? For now, it is, said Zadie. I hope it's got a happy ending, said Teddy. I hope so too, thought Zadie. Chapter 1. Dogs can't live on love alone. The day she turned 11 was the day Zadie Ma discovered her superpower. She was eating breakfast when Mama shouted in Chinese, "Sasine! I'll kill you!" Zadie looked up to see who Mama was talking to. A thin line of ants was heading for some globs of honey that had dripped onto the bench. Mama went to wipe it up, but they still kept coming, so she got down on her hands and knees, buried her head in the cupboard under the kitchen sink, and emerged with the insect sprayer. It was the weapon of death to any bug. Zadie hated killing even an ant, so she shouted, "No, Mama, wait!" Just then, the bell out in the shop tinkled. Mama dropped the bug sprayer on the table, wiped her hands on her apron, and went down the hall into the milk bar. This was Zadie's only chance to save the ants. She tried turning them away by putting her finger in their path. They went around it. Then Teddy had a go by drawing a line with his saliva. That didn't stop them either. Next, Zadie tore off the corner of a homework book and tried herding them back. No matter what they tried, the smell of honey was just too alluring. In the end, Zadie had to leave the ants to their fate. She didn't want to see the massacre, so she went upstairs to her bedroom and began to write a story in a writing book called Little Ant Cassandra. It was about the smallest but wisest ant in the nest and how nobody ever listened to her. An hour later, when Zadie went back down to the kitchen, the air didn't have the chemical smell of insect spray. "What happened to the ants?" she asked Teddy, who was sitting at the kitchen table drawing the human body with its organs in all the wrong places. "They went away. Disevaporated," he said without looking up. "What do you mean?" He shrugged. "They went foot, then no more anties." "So Mama didn't try to kill them?" "Nope." Zadie didn't know it then, but something miraculous had happened. It was not until she wrote another story called Little Kid that she realized some of the stories she made up would come true. This story was about a fox who loved to sing. The very next day, when Zadie was looking out her bedroom window, she saw a beautiful red fox squeeze through one of the broken palings in the back fence. It sat down on its haunches, looked up at Zadie, and began making high-pitched yelping sounds that sounded exactly like the start of "How much is that doggy in the window?" Zadie couldn't stop smiling all day. She was like a magician, only there were no tricks to her stories. When she didn't have her writing book with her and a story would seemingly drop out of the sky, she would write it down on a napkin or envelope. Then, folding it carefully, she would put it in her pocket where it would sometimes stay for weeks, or at least until the next washing day. It was her little brother Teddy who called it her superpower. The only problem was, unlike the superheroes in the comics, Zadie couldn't control which stories came true and which ones didn't. "Ayah," said Mama, coming into the kitchen from the milk bar. "Did you hear that racket? All night, ba, 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 wah, wah, and that wretched bird screeching and swearing. What kind of people bring dirty, smelly animals to the suburbs?" She wrinkled up her nose. "I'll have to report them to the police." "No, Mama, don't do that," said Zadie. The other day, she had been standing at her bedroom window and had seen the new neighbours moving in. She could hardly believe her eyes. First, a boy, who looked about the same age as Zadie, carried a big cage with a cockatoo into the backyard. Next came a cage of guinea pigs, then chickens. Then a goat with horns and a long wispy beard like in a storybook, while two little boys, twins probably, chased each other in and out of the house. Their backyard looked like a zoo. It was what she saw next that made her gasp and press her face against the glass. From around the side of the house came the boy again, but this time, walking beside him in perfect harmony, was a